In this video, we will talk about creation of various deduction payheads, and we will begin with the payhead for employee PF deduction at 12%, and in the field payhead type, select the option employee statutory deductions. Since these deductions are related to statutory and it comes from employee's end, therefore we will select this option employee statutory deductions from the given options. Now press the enter key, and for the field statutory pay type, select the option PF account number 1, and in the field under, select the option current liabilities. It is the liability of the organization to deposit all the PF deductions of an employee in the respective PF account of the employee. So that is why we select the group over here as current liabilities. And this payhead has an effect on net salary, therefore set this option to yes. And the name that I would like to print on the payslip for this payhead is EPF at 12%, so I specified that text over here. And calculation type would be as computed value, and calculation period would be months, and the rounding method which I specified for this payhead is normal rounding with rounding limit of 1. And I want to calculate the PF deduction using a formula, and I want to calculate PF deduction on basic, so I will select that payhead over here, and I will specify the percentage of basic which will be deducted for PF deduction. So I specified 12% for PF deduction, and finally you need to save this payhead creation. Alright, so now let's talk about another deduction payhead, which is ESI, which would be calculated as 0.75% of total gross earnings. So I specified the name for this payhead, which is on your screen, and the payhead type would be employee statutory deductions because these are employees deductions. And in the field statutory pay type, select the option employee state insurance because this deduction is happening towards ESI, which is employee state insurance. And again, these are liabilities of the organization, so select the group as current liabilities, and it has an effect on net salary. And the text that I want to display on the payslip would be ESI at 0.75%, and the calculation type and calculation period would be selected by default, and the rounding method which I want to specify is normal rounding with a rounding limit of 1. And I want to calculate ESI using a specified formula, so I will select the option specified formula over here, and the formula that I want to specify is as follows. I want to calculate ESI on total gross pay, which would be a sum of basic, HRA, conveyance and overtime. So over here I added all the earnings which will form the gross salary of an employee. So I specify all the payheads that I want to add for calculation of ESI, and then I need to specify the percentage which would be calculated on the sum of specified formula. So I specified the percentage as 0.75%, and then I save the payhead creation. Alright, so now let's talk about the last deduction payhead, which is professional tax, and the name that I provided for this payhead is professional tax itself. And these are employee statutory deductions towards professional tax, so specify those details over here. And you can also provide a registration number of the organization over here towards professional tax. And these are liabilities for the organization, therefore select the group as current liabilities. And this payhead has an effect on net salary, so set this option to yes. And the name to be displayed on the payslip is professional tax itself, and specify the calculation period as month, and the rounding method which I specified over here is normal rounding with a rounding limit of 1. And for your information, professional tax are collected on earnings of an employee. So for the field compute, select the option on current earnings total. Every state government charges professional tax based on the salary of an employee. So based upon the income, an employee is required to pay professional tax. And various state governments specify the rate of professional tax to be charged based on the range of income, and I specified that range over here, that if the employee earns anywhere between 0 to 1000 rupees, then no professional tax would be collected. And over here you need to select the option value instead of percentage to define a flat deduction. So between 0 to 1000 rupees, a value of 0 rupees would be deducted towards professional tax. And if the employee is earning above 1000 rupees, then I define the value of professional tax deduction as rupees 200. And over here I did not define any upper limit. So in the field amount greater than, I specified the amount 1000, and for the field amount up to, I did not specify any upper limit. So anything above 1000 will attract a professional tax of rupees 200, and then I save the payhead creation. Alright, so with this we are done with creation of all the deduction payheads. In the next video we will talk about payheads for employer's contribution.